Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about relationships and men. And mostly what I'd like to allude to is why men begin to disrespect women as the relationship goes on. Now, this vlog is kind of turning into a lifestyle vlog, which I'm actually really enjoying. And I want to kind of keep with the theme because it helps me build content that I love. And 2020 for me is going to be all about I will not do one single thing that makes me feel like shit and I don't like it. I'm not going to do one single thing in 2020 that I do not like. So let's talk about relationships, shall we? So here's the thing. I feel like we all know that relationships go through a honeymoon phase, and then we have this phase where you're getting used to each other and you're kind of establishing these boundaries. And often the phase where boundaries should be established, they're not. Because during the honeymoon phase, a lot women especially, because we're kind of taught to look the other way or not say anything, be subservient. Often people my age, I would think, if not, comment below, like let me know what you guys do for boundaries or how you are in relationships. So anyways, I think where women get disrespected is when boundaries are not created. So the reason I feel like I can talk about this is because the one thing that I can say for sure is that I have been alone for so long, and even the relationships that I was in, they weren't really, like, I knew that they were not going to go anywhere really. Therefore, I was always able to be strong in a relationship. And when I say strong, I don't mean like in your face, aggressive, completely assertive all the time, kind of bitchy. No, I mean respectful and with boundaries. So when I say respectful, what I mean by respectful is that my hair is so bleh. But anyways, what I mean by respectful is that there's, if I was to put up a boundary, I absolutely would respect the boundaries of the person that I was with. So I have a lot of male energy around me. I have a lot of friends that are guys, and I actually enjoy talking to guys because they just have a different perspective than women often. And I'll tell you one thing, the only reason I'm able to be friends with these people, men, is because I have boundaries. So, and it's not, how do you build boundaries? I think that is the most important thing to do. If you're taught to always be nice, what starts to happen is when you start to see signs or things that you don't like about a man that you're dating, you're going to ignore it. You're going to let it go. That, again, is just creating a beast. It's not something, you're just going to waste your time, especially if you're in your 40s. I'm in my 40s, and I kind of don't want to waste my time anymore. Like, it's not that I'm looking for a relationship. If something comes along, great. I'm open for one now, finally, but I'm not willing to waste my time. And what I mean by that is I am not one, like, even in the honeymoon phase, when there are like, things that just don't vibe or jive with you, when there are things that you just don't like, I will not turn and look the other way and completely ignore it. I will face the dude with it and be like, this is what happened. Why did it happen? And here's the thing though. So the process of creating boundaries, you may go through these steps. This is what I went through. So when I initially began my journey and now I'm really strong with it, but creating boundaries, what I found was, even a couple years back, was, if I did look the other way or if I didn't say anything, if I was with the person and let's say he did something that was offensive or just not right to me, not jiving with me, and if I did look the other way, I always, and I have actually always done this, I would text my concern or text my opinion. What happens with most women is that you don't face it, and then you let it. I used to do this. This was also me, not just most women. We all have done this. So it becomes like a bigger monster and a bigger one and a bigger one until you explode. And then when you explode, this is why guys call us crazy, because we let them do shit and we don't say anything, and we let that like simmer inside us and simmer and simmer and simmer, and then we explode like big time, and then they call us crazy. How is that even fair? So if you don't want to be called crazy, although I have been called crazy for doing this too, is you want to create those boundaries. That's the easiest way. Because what will happen is when you begin to create boundaries, you're going to notice either the guy's just gonna go away, or the good guys, they will respect your boundaries and they're going to follow the respect that you deserve, as long as you give the respect back. And when I say boundaries, I don't mean you explode on them or you're bitchy towards them. I mean, you talk to them in a really respectful way and just let them know, I don't know how I feel about this, or this makes me feel a certain way and I'm not comfortable with it. And then the guy will often respond very respectfully back, and if they don't, then you're wasting your time. So, and in the beginning, you might also, when you're starting to create boundaries and you're new to creating boundaries, you may just like flip your switch. So in the beginning, it may come off as, you don't mean to be, but boundary setting may come off as like you being angry. And I did this because I just didn't, I would respect the person, but I also, the way I communicate is very to the point and absolutely practical. I put feelings in it for sure, but the feelings are more yang. So I become more male I became more male when I was setting boundaries, because that's what I felt like I had to do. I felt as though I had to be strong. But with time, what I've learned, and every relationship that you have should actually be a learning experience. That's why I think that it is like, I think women should go onto dating sites and practice. Like if you're on Bumble, message guys, use it as practice. Or if you're seeing men for coffee, that's awesome. Use the dates as practice. And the practice is to become more feminine, to create more boundaries and be comfortable when you're creating these boundaries. I think that men go and they'll go on multiple dates and they do whatever. I'm not saying like sleep with people. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying women can do that too. We can go and we can have like 4 or 5 guys. We can line up some coffees. We can go for coffee. We can talk to these men, like give them a chance and practice. Because I know I was out of the game for so long, it was refreshing just to go for a coffee and just practice being feminine again and create boundaries at the same time. So in the beginning, when you begin to create boundaries, don't be surprised if your text or your messages or your phone call you come off as angry. That's just your yang energy coming out. Over time, you will soften. So all the practice that I've done with the guys up till now, that's what I have learned and I'm very happy about, is I've just become softer and more feminine when I'm talking, as long as my boundaries are respected. So that's just a little message, is if guys don't respect you, it's because you haven't created boundaries or you haven't created that respect for yourself. That is the number one thing that we as women need to do. Respect ourselves. Learn to love yourself first. No one will love you if you don't love yourself. And then once you start loving yourself, those boundaries will come so much easier. I hope that helps. Love you guys. Bye.